solving algebraic equations.
When solving equations, right now I'll assume x is our unknown that we're solving for. If x is part of an expression contained entirely under a square root or entirely raised to a power, you must start the solution by reversing this operation, meaning the square root or the power. And here's two examples. Here's x in an expression. The whole thing is raised to a power, and so that power has to be gotten rid of first. So a square root on both sides does that, and x could be solved for here. And on this one, x is under the square root sign, so squaring both sides first allows x to be solved for quite easily. So notice, x is part of an expression that is contained entirely under a square root or entirely raised to a power. So that has to be taken care of first to solve for x. Under these circumstances, undo the power or undo the square root sign. Otherwise, the order of operations to solve for a variable is do addition and subtraction to isolate the unknown, then do multiplication and division, and then finally a power or a square root could be done to solve for x if necessary. So this is the rule for solving for an unknown. Remember that special case previously mentioned, you would take care of the power or the square root first, but if that's not the case, and often it is not the case, then you're adding and subtracting to start, then multiplying and dividing, and then any power or square root operation to strip away everything from the unknown variable and isolate it so that you get an expression x equals, or whatever the variable is. X equals something, or maybe it's a equals something, whatever your unknown is. That's what you're trying to strip away and isolate.
Here's an example from a worksheet you'll see in class. Right there, number 3. I'm going to write it again to get started. I suggest you do the same. I'm going to realize, though, that right there, that's a C times X. So when you rewrite it, that might be helpful to realize that. And now I want to solve for x. I want x by itself. So the first thing I have to do is deal with addition or subtraction. I subtract b from both sides. That leaves me with y minus b equals 2x over d. Now I go to a multiplication or division. I want x by itself, so I'll multiply both sides by b. And b cancels out over here, and I'm going to want x on the left, so I'm going to bring the cx over here, and that equals b times y minus b. Just switch the equal sign around there, and now to solve for x, I just have to divide by c, and there's the solution right there. Now I want to solve for c, this equation. What I think I'm going to do is go back to that equation right there, and I had cx equals by minus b before. I had that over there, I just highlighted it, and now it's easy to solve for c. I just have to divide by x, and now I have c equals b times the quantity y minus b divided by x. And so there's my answer for that. Realizing over here, I should be clear about what my answer is for x here. And I'll leave it up to you to solve for d, but there's an example of solving for two different variables in the same equation, and paying attention to the order of operations. Plus and minus first, multiplication division next, and then powers after that. And why don't I throw in one with a power in it, so you can see that. I want to solve for x. So I will subtract. I'll subtract 2b from both sides. Alright, so now I'm left with x squared equals c minus 2b, and then just to solve for x, I need to square root both sides, and I'll get x equals the square root of the whole quantity c